Hey guys, it's Aislinn, and in today's video, we're going to be trying a new color removal method. So a lot of you guys have told me that just a clear permanent color will lift out semi-permanent color, which I have heard before, and I know that it works sometimes. So I decided to go ahead and purchase some for you so we can try it out here. I got this Age Beautiful cream from Sally Beauty, and this is just a clear permanent. So we're going to see if this lifts out semi-permanent color, and then also I decided to get a demi-permanent clear. So we're going to try both of these because I know permanent does lift out semi-permanent color depending on the brand, but I wasn't sure if demi-permanent would, and obviously demi-permanent is more gentle on your hair. So we're going to test both of them today on some rainbow hair and see if they work at removing the color. So this says for best results use 40 volume, and if you don't know why 00 exists or a clear permanent color, a lot of people will use this to shift your base color. So when I used to work in the salon, a lot of clients would come in and get a full head of highlights, and then we would break their base. That's what we would call it. Basically, all you do is apply permanent color at the root, at the bowl, on wet hair after removing all the foils, and it just bumps up their natural level a couple shades. That way their natural color is lighter. So we call it like bumping the base or breaking the base. So instead of using like a 9 to break the base at the bowl, you can also just go in with a clear permanent color in developer, and it will do the exact same thing without actually having any color inside of the tube. So that's why this exists. Also, you can use it to dilute color, but most of the time it's just used to break the base or bump up base color a couple levels. I'm gonna mix the permanent one with 20 volume, and I'm gonna mix the demi-permanent one with 10 volume. I don't want to use a 30 or 40 volume with this because we're trying to remove color, and most of the time if you're trying to remove a semi-permanent color, your hair has already been bleached, it already has some damage to it. So I want to use a 20 volume with this, 10 volume with this. I will leave a link to both of these in the description down below. The demi-permanent one was $9.29 and the permanent one was $9.89. So about $10 per tube for the color. And then I am just using the dedicated like Sally Beauty developer. So on this permanent one, it says lifts up to 4+ levels. So if you already have like a natural level 8 and you want to be blonde, you can also just use this all over instead of doing like a root touch up with bleach. You can always just use a high lift color. A lot of people prefer to use a high lift color that actually has some tone to it, because when you're lifting the natural color, you also want to cancel out the warmth that comes along with lifting the natural color. So a lot of times people will break the base with like a 9A or a 9V to try and cancel out some of those golden tones. But we had quite a few clients that liked like the warmer blonde color, so we would just break their base with like a standard 9, which also will cancel out some of the warmth, but it won't cancel out as much as like a 9A or a 9V. So this is just another option. You're obviously going to have more warmth if you're using a 00 instead of using something that has like an ash to it. Okay, so I just dumped this into the bowl right here. I'm going to add the developer in. Going with my 20 volume, and you're supposed to mix the permanent one up a 1:2 ratio. All right, let me go ahead and mix up the demi-permanent color. I forgot, a lot of people do use a clear demi to gloss the hair. So we used to offer glossing treatments. I totally forgot about this and then it just jogged my memory. A lot of people would come in and just get a clear gloss all over their hair to add shine. Honestly, I don't know if it works that well at adding shine. You're better off just getting like a shine spray. Just use some oil or like a shine spray. I think that works better than like glossing the hair. But that's what a lot of people use this for. On the side of the box here, it says enhance, change, or increase the color intensity, maximum light reflection and shine. So yeah, a lot of people use that for this. This says you can mix it up 1:1 or 1:2 ratio. I'm gonna mix it up 1:2 ratio because the permanent is mixed up that way. So I'm just gonna keep it the same throughout the mixing process. All right, we've got both colors mixed up. This one is the permanent and it has a little bit of a creamy yellow hue. This one's the demi-permanent and it is stark white, like super, super white. This one smells so good. I love the smell of ion colors. It smells like soap. And this one smells like permanent color. Okay. I know all of you guys are wondering, who's gonna help us today? Who's gonna help us try and remove color and see if it works? Well, don't worry. I brought my guest here We have Miss Sally Sue. She's got some serious neon rainbow on this side, so we're gonna go ahead and section this off and apply each color remover, 2 parts of this and see if it works. Okay, Miss Sally Sue, let's get it going now. Okay, so I'm just gonna start by taking this little top section right here and pinning it out of the way because we already have a little bit of color that's been removed at the top. So I am just gonna flip this over, get that out of the way so we can focus on the more neon vibrant pigments that are underneath here. Okay, that's what the color looks like. It's super neon and pigmented. I'm gonna section this off into 2 sections and I'll be right back. All right, I just zoomed you guys out a little bit so you can see what I'm doing better. Okay, so we have this section right here and then I have this section right here. I tried to make them like the same amount of thickness. So let's go ahead and start applying. I think I'm gonna apply the permanent one on the bottom and we'll do demi-permanent on the top here. This is what it looks like before, super, super vibrant. All right, let's go for it. What if we just immediately start seeing color lift out? Ooh, this smells so freaking strong. My goodness, making my eyes water a little bit. I have seen videos where they apply this clear on the hair and it just immediately starts lifting out the color. I'm seeing it happen right now. This blue is literally coming out of the hair. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it is now a super light seafoam where it was this really dark color. Okay, I better apply this quickly then. This mannequin is from when I did pinwheel rainbow hair. I'll leave a link to that video up there if you have not seen it. That was such a fun video and it turned out amazing. So I'll leave a link to that up there in case you have never seen that before. I have never washed this hair before, so the pigment is fresh. It's in here, it's never been washed or faded in any way. So it's gonna be a true test. Does this remove color? Obviously, it would remove color a lot better if it was faded. I'm sure you guys can see now. Look how blue that was compared to this. It's like a dark blue and then like a seafoam color. I mixed up the whole tube of color just to make sure I would have enough. If this honestly works, I am gonna have to do this on myself. I honestly might try it on myself in the future anyway. I would feel way more comfortable putting like permanent color on my hair to remove semi-permanent color versus putting like some type of bleach-based color remover. Kind of makes me sad to see all this rainbow go. I love these colors. I'm definitely gonna do rainbow next for my hair. I'm craving some rainbow and I'm planning on doing it in November, so I'm excited to do that. I already have an inspo picture saved of what I want to do. I have a lot of color left over. I'm just gonna, I guess, really just work it in here. It's already very, very saturated, but since I have so much extra, I might as well just cover it. Okay, I don't see much progression from the other colors. I imagine if you used 40 volume, this process would happen a lot quicker. Okay, let's go in with the demi-permanent. I don't think the demi-permanent's gonna work at all. If the demi-permanent would work to remove color, then people wouldn't get it as like a glossing service in the salon. I don't think it's gonna do anything, but we're gonna see. Tell you what though, this color smells incredible. Okay, with the other color, I definitely saw the blue changing very quickly. And with this, it doesn't look any different. So I don't think anything's gonna happen here. All right, I'm gonna let this process for 20 minutes. I feel like that's like a reasonable amount of time. If we don't see anything happen in 20 minutes, then nothing's probably gonna happen. I will say, when I was applying the demi-permanent color, some of the color was coming off of my gloves. So I do think it was fading a little bit of the color, but I don't think it's gonna be anything like drastic. I'm gonna let this process and I will come back with the finished results in just a second. Just a jiffy. All right, you guys, I am back and I am so happy with the results. I'm so glad I decided to do this for you guys. So let me show you what she's looking like. Here is the top layer. This was the demi-permanent color. I don't really think it made a difference at all, but also the hair doesn't look shinier. Like that stuff is supposed to make the hair look shinier. It doesn't look any different to me. It looks the exact same. When I rinsed this part, there was a lot of color coming out. So I do think it faded it a little bit, but not anything more than like using dandruff shampoo or just washing your hair normally, you know? I don't really think it faded the color. However, check this out, okay? Here is the permanent dye with 20 volume, and you might think it doesn't even look that much different, but I think it looks a lot different. So this blue is now like an aqua shade. It's not so deep. The green is literally like sea foam. There is no green left in here. It's just like sea foam. The yellow, completely gone, and this yellow was so neon and vibrant and literally nowhere to be found. Totally gone. The orange and the pink didn't really fade very much. I do see a little bit more fading on the ends than up here at the root area. So it did fade it a little bit, but not much. It seems like it works better on the cooler colors versus these warmer colors. And I also notice at the ends of the hair, there is a lot more color fading than up here at the root area. And you have to remember, this is on freshly dyed neon vibrant hair, never been washed before. So obviously it's a lot harder to remove. But doing this on an already faded color, oh my gosh, I can only imagine how well it would work. So if you guys have used this before, please leave a comment down below sharing your experience with everyone else. I would like to use this on myself to remove color in the future. I just can't believe this. This was so neon. Like, oh my gosh, this yellow was the most neon yellow I've ever tried. And it literally removed it so quick and easily. I'm very, very impressed with this. And I feel like if you did this a second time, it would probably remove a lot more of these colors. Again, the ends are a lot more faded than the root area. And I only left it on 20 minutes. I will say the hair does feel dry and brittle, but I also did not use any conditioner. I think if you just follow up with a repairing conditioner or something, it would make the hair feel a lot better. But I definitely want to try this on myself in the future. Maybe if I try and remove this green, I'll do it. If I do it on myself, I'm definitely going to do a little test strand to kind of see how well it works on my hair before I just fully commit to putting it all over. I also am curious to see how this would work with 10 volume. Honestly, if I do it on myself, I might do 2 foils, like test foils, one with 10, one with 20 to see how well they work. Overall, this is a great method to remove semi-permanent hair color. I am actually shocked at how well this worked. I will leave a link to this dye in the description down below in case you guys want to try it. That is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to check out my Instagram. The link to that is in the description down below. I post way more of my everyday life on there. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I love you guys so much. And until next time, guys, stay weird. Bye.